And he says this Joel does indeed promise. Yahweh speaks. Yahweh speaks. What does Yahweh say? Now I send you corn and wine and oil until you have enough. That's in Joel chapter 2, verse 19. Good things begin to happen. The pastures on the heath are green again. The trees bear fruit. Vine and fig tree yield abundantly. The threshing floors will be full of grain. The vats overflow with wine and oil. All this is a sign that the Divine One is in our midst. You will eat to your heart's content, will eat your fill and praise the name of Yahweh, your God, who has treated you so wonderfully. And you will know that I am in the midst of Israel, that I am Yahweh your God. A promise of a messianic age follows, one that blesses all peoples and all nations with the gift of the divine Spirit. That is the meaning of the messianic age. Jesus cited the following passage on the first Christian Pentecost day, understood as the day of Yahweh, as in Acts of the Apostles chapter 2. And he says, after this I will pour out my Spirit on all mankind, not on Christians, not on Jews, not on Hindus or Sikhs, but on all mankind. All. Your sons and daughters shall prophesy, your old folks shall dream dreams, and your young ones see visions. Even on the slaves, men and women, will I pour out my Spirit in those days. I will display portions in heaven and on earth, blood and fire, and columns of smoke. The sun will be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the day of Yahweh dawns, the great and terrible day. And that is mentioned in Joel chapter 3, verse 1 to 5. Matthew says there is a deep cosmic imagery in the announcement of this day of Yahweh, this day of healing of the cosmic pain, the mystical awakening that foreshadows a global healing is presented as a cosmic awakening, an awakening to a living cosmology, to a cosmic Christ alive and vital in all creatures and in all humans. Young and old, slave and free, male and female. The Messianic spirit is presented as non-elitist. It will be poured forth on all kinds of persons. This section of Joel corresponds to parts 3 to 5 of this wonderful book, where I present the sources and meanings of the cosmic Christ and describe how the coming of the cosmic Christ might affect our understanding of sexuality, of the relations between young, purer and old senex, of creativity regarding lifestyles, work and education, of folk art, of worship, of deep ecumenism. He says, I foresee a renaissance, a rebirth based on a spiritual initiative. To use historian M.D. Chenu's definition, as the result of the outpouring of the Spirit. This new birth will cut through all cultures and all religions, and indeed will draw forth the wisdom common to all vital mystical traditions in a global religious awakening I call deep ecumenism. Joel 2 ends his prophecy with a vision of hope. When that day comes, the mountains will run with new wine, and the hills flow with milk, and all the riverbeds of Judah will run with water. What an amazing book, and what an incredible insight into the mindset of a loving Father, Mother, God Supreme. I leave you with that as a foretaste of what is to come. And I ask you to just come back into your heart and therein find the cosmic Christ. For in that there is truth, in that there is love, and in that there is a willingness of God to meet you and me halfway. Let us conclude now with a short meditation where we will dim the light and we will come into our heart. And we ask the Spirit of God, the Spirit who touched early civilizations, to walk that simple path. We call on the same Spirit of God that came upon the early Christians and indigenous peoples of different faiths, that the Spirit of God will touch us now and fill us with a love for the reawakening of the I Am presence within our heart. Father, Mother, God Supreme, you called each one of us by name. You know us by name, for we are your child. Speak to us. Speak to us in these days leading up to the coming of the cosmic Christ, that we will be ready, having surrendered our heart to your love. Speak to our mind that it will be willing to listen to the heart and allow the heart dominate the mind that has often led us to places where we would never have gone before. Let us ask the Spirit of our all-knowing God to touch us in the very center of our being, in our soul, so that in our surrendering of our mind, our body, and spirit, that we will meet you at the door to heaven. Because we know from the prophecy of Joel that you are a compassionate and loving Father, Mother God. We come to you in trust, and we just ask for a fresh anointing with the oils of gladness, the oils of joy, the oils of peace. O beloved Father, Mother, God Supreme, though we have fallen many, many times, you have helped us to get up again. though we have made wrong choices and decisions in our life, you've always brought us back to our core values, which is our love for you and your love for us. Will you come now and prepare us so that we are ready to embrace the cosmic Christ, your Son, and ascend from third through fourth through fifth into sixth-dimensional energy and be able to see you. Our hearts are restless until they rest in thee. Our hearts are restless till they rest in thee. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking part in my contribution on Heart to Soul, Prayer Partners for Peace, Gaia's channel. I pray that you will have benefited from the words that I shared with you, and that they will inspire your heart to surrender to a compassionate, loving, merciful, kind-hearted God. Namaste. Shalom. Inshallah pax et bonum. Om Shanti. Solo di Caritas.